I don't know what happened, so I hope you're all going to find me. Aha, Heidi. I don't know what happened. My chat completely blank and I couldn't see anything that anybody was writing. And I thought, well, this is no good. I'll have nothing to talk about if I can't see what people are asking me. Hi, Dee, Amaris, Jenny. You're making a hate template? You mean a hat template? Oh, hi, Chrissy's Cosmic Tussy Mussies. What on earth is that? You could see me in your message. I couldn't see anything, Dee. It was all completely blank, all my chat. It's never happened to me before that. It was all completely blank, all my chat. It's never happened to me before that. I thought you were being a bit bold, Amaris, doing a hate template. Hi, Linda. Oh, dear, we just had some fun. I lost everybody, yeah. Hello, Sean. Hello, Michelle. I don't know what happened. My screen went completely blank. And that was it. Couldn't see anybody, couldn't do anything. You can't just refresh your screen. You have to refresh the whole damn thing. When you refresh the whole thing, then you get chucked out of where you were at before. Oh, it's great. Oh, hi, Penny. Welcome to the madhouse. I wasn't feeling stressed before I came on here. Oh, you bought some more dresses. I knew you would do. They're very addictive, but they're very useful staples for the wardrobe. Yeah, you'll dress them up, dress them down. You can wear them with, neck scarves. You can wear them with jewelry. You can wear them with an overtop. I love my plain dresses. They're just great. I like the fact you can wear a black one. You can wear it about 60 different ways and nobody knows you still got the same dress on. Well, you know what I mean. You wash it in between, of course. But oh, time to do a bit more crochet. And guess what? It's raining. It's absolutely hammering it down. Yes, hammering it down. What you need to do, Claire, now is buy a few little overtops and things, or make yourself some little boleros or little waistcoats or little things to go over the top, and then you can ring the changes. Where do I live? I live in Manchester in the UK. I mean, with crochet, I make loads of little crochet overtop things and that, that fit over the top of the dresses, make them look different. And of course, you know me with my necklaces, I put a different necklace on and it looks different again. Yeah, just little pop over things, make dead easy ones, little vest things, little waistcoat things, whatever. Maybe looking on eBay, you can find those little flimsy like kimono things that go over the top. I like wearing those over the top of the dresses. Makes them all look so different. But it's raining there as well, is it, Linda? My poor old wicker thing that I had outside that got wet. They're coming to take it away from the council on Tuesday. And I got a reduced price because I'm a pensioner. Oh, you got your package, did you? That took a while to come. Thought you would have got it before now. Mind your post, it's terrible, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, there's no thunder, it's just really, really raining hard. I've got a flat roof in the sort of extension-y bit, the bit that's my dining room, allegedly. But it's not a dining room because it's got knitting machines in it. It's got my Paris mannequin, it's got the other mannequin, and it's got two chairs that Sue and I sit in when we're making a video. So it's not really a dining room, is it? Because there's no table in there. Anyway, it's got a flat roof is what I was trying to say. So that's why it sounds really loud. I don't mind listening to the rain when I'm trying to go to sleep, though. It's nice. Yeah, I believe so, and I believe it's... But I did get a message on Etsy the other day saying that Canada's strike was over, but I mean, they're still going to be ploughing through the backlog, aren't they? That's dreadful if you're... You know, I mean, if I get anything for the US now, I know it's touch and go whether it gets anywhere. They send me any orders. I mean, I've got a cardigan order still to make, but I don't think I'm even going to attempt to send it before Christmas because it's just not going to get there. I mean, the last day to send, I think, is about the 10th or the 11th to the US. That is guaranteed to get there. I mean, I send mine track and trace, but it's really still bad because they still don't go there any faster. It just means you can keep your eye on it when it disappears. Oh, you went to got a cuppa? Oh my goodness, Claire. Yeah, that's long hours. It must be very worthwhile, though. Very rewarding working there. Yeah, that's nice. A good idea. You teach them to make something small, you know, like a scarf or something, or washcloths, something, you know, little and useful. You know, don't overwhelm them with anything with shaping. And some of those little basic over, or the blind and autistic. Mind you, I've known quite a lot of my customers when I had the shop that were blind, and they used to manage to crochet and knit quite well. I was amazed how good they were at it. Oh, Lydia, that's terrible when they're out of order, isn't it? We only have one machine at my bank, so if it's out of order, then we're knackered. And sometimes if you go to the other banks, they charge you to use their machines. I usually go up to Tesco's and buy something that I don't really want and ask for cash back at the till if my machine's out of order. I think I'm not paying to use somebody else's machine. I've got my scooter. I'll scoot up the road. Where would we be without the cashback facilities at the shops? Oh, Ian used to try and want to knit and crochet, but he never got the hang of it. Oh, blimey. Our post office, you lose the will to live going in there. It's supposed to be a main post office, and there's always a queue right out the door. There's only ever about 2, maybe 3 people on at any one time. And they always get behind the one who wants to renew his passport or the one who wants to renew the driving tax thing. Oh my goodness. You don't have a post? Well, mine's supposed to be a major post office. You know, people from all the little outskirts go to it because it's the main one. And yet they're so slow. Oh God, that's good, isn't it? My niece has one of the small post offices near to her. One of the small post offices still left open near to her. And she can go in there and go out of there in 2 minutes flat. Whereas ours has got a massive queue. It goes round like a snake. And because I'm in the scooter, I can only go to 2 of the windows because otherwise I'd have to try to double back on myself and I can't do it. So So if their two are open, then I'm struggling. I have to sort of park my scooter up and try and hobble my way over to. My scooter is then in the way of everybody else, especially if you get somebody in there with a pram. Ugh. It's funny how they grumble at me in a scooter and yet they can be there with a double buggy. Nobody says a word about that. I know, smells like yarn. He's a lad after my own heart. I used to be more like that, Shad, but I've got so much now. I am really trying to work my way through it. My leg is twinging. I've got this little lump thing on my leg. And every now and again, it drives me crazy because it's just like somebody screwing a screw right through the middle of my leg. And every time I go to the doctors, they say, oh, it's this, it's that, it's the other. They're not the one who has to bear it. It's doing it right now. Oh, some of the buggies, they're ridiculous, aren't they? They're just huge. And then they mutter at me because I'm going through with my scooter. And yet they've always got bags hanging off each side of them, haven't they? That makes them twice as wide. Yeah, they let a double buggy covered in bags that's like the size of a car on the tram, and yet they won't let me on my scooter. Yeah, go figure. They should have a size limit for buggies. You can take your buggy on so long as it's not wider than so big, like they do with me with my scooter. You can't say anything to them. And it's like when they go, if I was to go on the bus with my scooter, which I don't, they're occupying the space for the disabled, and they won't move. You know, there was a woman there one time having a right argument. She had a little scooter and she couldn't get on because this woman wouldn't move with a pram. I mean, the bus driver got off out of his little seat in the end and said, look, what does it say here? Disabled. And she's going, well, what am I supposed to do with my pram? And he said, look, it's not my problem, love. It just says here, disabled. She's disabled. She's going here. You put yourself wherever you want to go. Oh, and she was... Yeah, my pushchair. You used to have to fold your pushchairs up when you got on the bus when I had my son and put it in a little space that was meant for suitcases. You couldn't take your child on a bus with the pram up. You had to fold the pram down and take the child out of it. But now, of course, you'd be an outcry if you had to say that. It'll be, oh, no, you're discriminating against mothers. We had to do it and nobody argued. You just had to fold your pram up. Because if anybody was in the queue that was a mother, they used to help you to fold your pram up or hold the baby while you got on. Sometimes if you were lucky, you know, the bus guard would get off, the bus driver or the bus guard would help you off with your pram. Yeah, I don't even go on the bus anymore. It's the same on the tram. There's always somebody stood in the... Yeah, but I mean, when did it stop being a rule that you had to fold your pram up? You were crocheting a snowman? You forgot me. Now, I think in those days we had a bit of care for our fellow man. We didn't demand everything because we had a baby. You know, nowadays they think they've got a right to put their babies in their prams, wherever they feel like putting it. And you can't say anything because you're discriminating against them. How about us being discriminated against when we can't get on the flipping bus for your trolleys, your strollers and your God knows what? I'm making a cardigan. Well, I'm onto the sleeve bit now, but it's for my friend's mother. That's what I'm making at the moment. Oh gosh, yeah, they push the pram out, don't they? They could get the child killed. I was lucky, really, and I used to use it was the train in my day, not the tram. And we used to be able to put our prams in the guard's van. So there was none of this taking up spaces in the... But people weren't in so much of a hurry in those days. People would wait for you to put your pram in the guard's van. You know, there wasn't all this like there is now, but it's in such a tearing hurry. So if you had a big stroller or a big pram, you just put it in the guard's van. It was the same with bikes. You could put your bike in the guard's van. I mean, they would get a lot more people commuting if they could put their bicycles, you know, somewhere on the train. You can only take your bike on the tram if it folds up, if it's one of those folding bikes. Now, how many people have got those? Not many. Oh, yeah, they do. They just push the baby out in the road, don't they, without looking? I mean, I told a woman off one time. She was on a pedestrian crossing thing. And she was waiting for the green man to flash on that, but her baby was in the road. And I'm like, you know, what are you doing? You're trying to get your child killed. It's not safe for you to step out. It's not safe for your pram to go out before you. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why they can't have bike racks. More people would commute to work and take a lot of cars off the road if they could put their bike on the train or on the tram. Oh my God, you dare mention a child standing on the seat with its mucky little Wellingtons on, and you dare say a word, it's... I don't like to see a baby in the freezing cold. No hat, no mittens. The child's being pushed into the wind, pushed into the snow because it's facing the other way, and all the snow and everything's going in the faces, and the little hands are blue. And you feel like saying, have you got any sense, girl? You know, just in trendy whatnots, trendy trousers, trendy everything. It's blooming freezing. No blanket because it's not trendy to have a blanket. He's got his little snowsuit on. Well, where's his mittens then? Where's his hat? So what do some children grow up? I said to one woman the other week, I said, the baby's hands are freezing. I said, at least pull his snowsuit down, I said, over his little hands. And she goes, oh, he doesn't like that. And then she said, he throws his mittens off. Oh, God, yeah. They give him anything. Or they're feeding them like a meat and potato pie when they're hardly weaned, you know. Or they're giving them a sausage roll when they can barely eat anything. And then they wonder why they're choking. They should still be on a bottle. You're not supposed to give them meat and potato pies and a blooming sausage roll. Oh. Yeah, they got no idea about nutrition. about what you should be feeding a baby. You know, babies don't eat chips and meat and potato pies. They eat something with some nutrition in. Give them a piece of fruit. Give them a piece of vegetable. Doesn't take 2 minutes, does it? Oh, God, yeah. It's not as much as that now, but, I mean, what got me was when I was in hospital and I had my son. There were people there smoking while they were bottle feeding their baby. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Going to the pick and mix and putting their hands, the smucky, grubby little hands in everything, in the pick and mix and eating them on the way around. They took the pick and mix out of our supermarket. I'm glad they did, really, because it's just, I just didn't fancy buying anything from there because you never knew his grubby little hand used to be. Yeah, they're so unhygienic, anything like pick and mixes. I saw a thing on Facebook saying, you know, those new screens they've got at McDonald's. Somebody swabbed them and they said they had more feces on the screens. Ugh. I thought, God, no. Don't want to be touching any of them touch screens. Thank you very much. I'll go to the counter and tell them what I want because I'm not touching them. Yeah, but what nutrition is there in giving a baby the middle of a meat and potato pie? What nutrition is there in that? It's got salt and pepper in it, which it shouldn't give a baby anyway. And there's no nutritional value. Oh, God, I don't know. Some people are so disgusting. You wouldn't mind if they just picked up the ones they were eating when they start looking through them all to choose the nice ones. Wet wipes is an option, Jeannie. All those little bottles you put in your handbag. Those little antibacterial stuff you... Exactly. When you feed a child rubbish, he gets used to eating rubbish. And so you never get them. I mean, you have a job to get a kid to eat any kind of vegetable. You really do. You have to disguise them, hide them, sneak them. But at least when Arian was little, I used to make all his meals for him. I used to use the little jars if I was out at work because, you know, I hadn't got time. But, you know, the little sterilised little jar things that you warm up in a saucepan. No microwaves in my day, you see, saucepans. But even then, you chose the ones that were the decent ones that had decent ingredients in them. But so many mothers don't know that you can't give a baby salt. Yeah. Yeah, well, our mothers used to wash their hands, Ian, when they gave us a sandwich. And the girls who go in the loos and then they walk straight out again, you're thinking, you haven't washed your hands. Well, when you're pouring, you don't get rubbish food, do you? Because your mother can't afford to buy rubbish food. You know, our idea of junk food was the chip shop, yeah. Oh, my God, if you woe betide if you didn't wash your hands before you had your dinner in our house. Yeah, my dad used to tell the story when he was young. If he said, oh, I don't want that, his mother used to pick up his plate and share it out between the other 8 brothers and sisters. Say more for everybody else. And he said, you definitely learned to say you didn't like it. Yeah, but junk food is... it makes me blood boil. I don't mind junk food now and again. Everybody eats junk food now and again. I'm not a saint. I eat junk food now and again, but it shouldn't be a staple diet. Yeah. Well, there's no basic training like cooking or anything like that we did at school. There's no basic food chats. No, Aryan never had a sweet until he was gone past 2. And even then somebody else gave him. He never had chocolate, he didn't have a sweet. Because I had read somewhere when I was pregnant that if you didn't offer them toffees and you didn't offer them chocolates, that they wouldn't get the sweet taste in their mouth. And it was true, really, because he never. Yeah. I mean, when I think about it, we had no money when I was first married. I used to make things like shepherd's pie. And if you spread the meat out a bit and use lots of vegetables and potatoes with it, you can make it last a couple of days or more. Yeah, my mum used to say that, yeah. I'm thirsty, well, there's a drink of water. I don't want water, well, you can't be thirsty then, yeah. I know what she meant now because it just makes me mad when I see them buying them all these fancy bloody drinks in little cartons that cost a fortune. And then they say, I've got no money. Well, stop buying your kid rubbish then. Really? I think a troll's entered the chat. Never mind about the FBI. Bye-bye. Yeah, whistle, whistle. Yeah, I used to make, what we used to do was I used to make what we were eating, but not put salt or pepper in it. And then I used to mush it all up really, really small, you know, to make little dinners for Ian. You know, even shepherd's pie, if you mushed it up really, really small with no salt or no pepper, you know, that would make him a little dinner and things like that. So he used to eat virtually what we ate, yeah. No, I never gave him. And everybody used to think I was really funny because I had a great big coach-built pram and he wasn't allowed to eat anything in his pram. Salt and pepper. Yeah, because you shouldn't give a child salt. It's bad for the kidneys until they're older. Yeah. It's like that with animals. You shouldn't put salt and pepper in anything that you're giving to an animal. Definitely not garlic or onions if you're giving a dinner to a dog. It's the same with babies, really. They're just, their stomachs don't handle it. Yeah. But I read that time about that woman who was giving, she couldn't afford the baby rice or baby oats. So she was giving her kid ready brek, and she actually killed the child by giving it ready brek because she didn't know that there was salt in ready brek and it was bad for the baby. The baby died. Yeah, but that's why you have baby rice. That's why you have baby porridge, because there's nothing in it. You can make your own porridge, give that to the baby. That's not hard. But everything has to be instant these days. I mean, I'm poor one for saying it because everything's instant for me these days. But bear in mind, I'm 73 and everything's past me. I'm not a little baby with all the life in front of them, you know, that you're giving them rubbish. You know, if I eat McDonald's once every now and again, or if I eat KFC once every now and then, it's not going to kill me. You know, but even things like ready brek or even things like breakfast cereal, it's not meant for small children. Because if you look at the ingredients, they're just not meant for small children. But I don't think anybody, I don't know if they're dumb or what, but nobody ever teaches them. You don't put garlic, salt, pepper things in for babies. You don't do it. I mean, they give babies curry, don't they, and all sorts these days. And you're thinking, oh, the poor little babies' tummies. No wonder they've got a tummy ache. Mind you, when I was young and when our Ian was young, Sean, I suppose there were people with peanut allergies, but I never heard of anybody. All these allergy things, they just, I suppose people had them, but it wasn't like every other person now has got gluten allergy or this allergy or that allergy. Where's all that come from? It's all the crap they put in the food, isn't it? When I was growing up, it was all natural food and stuff. Yeah, porridge is oatmeal. Yeah, it's a bit like crunchy oatmeal. Oatmeal, I think, is more blanded, isn't it? Yeah. No, I mean, I don't remember anybody that I knew who had an allergy. People would say that, oh, I don't eat this because it doesn't suit me. But nobody ever really said I'm allergic to it. I mean, I didn't eat certain foods because they gave me tummy ache or something like that. But I don't think I was ever allergic to them. I think it was just that they just used to upset my tummy. So I just learned to leave them alone, yeah. Oh, babies are notorious, you try. You have to introduce them to something at least 3 times before they'll even try it. Yeah. I don't eat nuts of any kind, but it's not that I'm allergic to them. I just don't like the taste of them. And believe me, if there's a nut in anything, I'll find it and I'm going... Yeah, exactly. You know, maybe I was allergic to certain things. I don't know. I think it's all modern food, Shan. I don't think it's anything to do with people being allergic to things. I think it's the thing they shove in our food. You know, when things were more natural. I suppose when I was young, everything was more organic because they didn't spray things on the food, and your apples had little holes in them and they had little worms in them. But, you know, that's just the way apples were when I was a kid. You got your little knife and you cut the worm out of it and you ate the rest of the apple. But nowadays, everybody wants everything shiny, full of... Ugh. So I think that's why people weren't allergic to much when I was younger, because the food wasn't adulterated like it is now. You just don't know what's in them, do you, Patricia? You do not know what they squirt on your food and what they add to your food. It's just, you're scared of eating things these days, aren't you? What's the difference in whether it's perfect or not? It's just food, isn't it? We used to have weird shaped carrots, wonky veg when I was a kid. Peeling carrots used to be an enjoyable experience. Exactly, Jeannie. Yeah. Most of the apples we used to get had a dent in them, or they had a hole in them. You just cut round the hole, yeah. Like you say, if a worm's at part of it, you know it's good, yeah. Yeah, I like buying fruit and veg wherever I can from one of these farmers markets and things like that, where they are actual farmers. I don't mean the rubbish people who just say that. I mean, let's face it, how do we know everything's organic? You can be unscrupulous people. Yeah, wonky carrots are out for the fun. You know, laughing at what shape they've grown into and trying to peel them. It's fun. I don't want my carrot to be perfectly formed. I don't mind if it's got 2 legs on it or something like that. Everybody's been spoilt by having uniform sized apples and uniformly sized whatever. Carrots are a devil to grow unless you have sand or something, because if the root hits something, it diverts, doesn't it? Yeah, rude carrots. Yeah, we used to have a lot of 2-legged carrots. You've got to have really sandy soil, really soft sandy soil to grow carrots. Yeah. I would love to grow my own fruit and veg, but I did have a try before and my back was terrible. I used to grow them in pots because I've no ground to put them in. I had no spare ground. So I used to get window boxes, and I had a little plastic greenhouse, those little cheapy things that the wind blows away. And I used to be a dab am with salad, yeah. I did grow some courgettes once. I think I got 2 courgettes out of the whole thing, and I'd looked after them and babied them and done all sorts. And I did get some peas and some green beans, but then my back got too bad and I couldn't carry on with it. Yeah. The first thing I ever grew in when I was little was, that what they used to call mustard and cress, that you grew it on blotting paper or something from school, didn't you? Or is it cotton wool you grew it on? That was the first thing I ever learned to grow. And then I used to grow the carrot tops. We used to put them in water, didn't you, in a saucer. I mean, they only ever grew greenery. They never grew carrots, but yeah. I never really ate parsnips at all until I grew quite older. Yeah. I should have got a greenhouse instead of getting the shed, because the shed just stores gardening equipment, which I don't use now. It's probably all rusted over. So I should have got a greenhouse instead. Then I could have grown a little bit of something. If it was only a bit of salad or a bit of something. Yeah. It was mostly the salad stuff that grew for me. I tried all sorts of things. We did get some sprouts once. Did get one thing, the sprouts that grew. Yeah, the romaine lettuce. I don't know what happened to them. They still sell it over here, so I don't know what. People still buy it over here. I've got such a tiny garden, Shannon. It's on 3 layers. It's like staggered, down in. So I've got no actual. No actual garden. I would like to have had a little greenhouse instead of the shed. I might still do it one day. Try a little greenhouse. I had a little plastic greenhouse at one time, but it just kept blowing away. I had nothing to anchor it down to. I had it on the decking and there's nothing to fasten it to. It used to just blow away. Oh, I don't want to put anything on my decking. My son will go mad. I've got to put window boxes on the other side of my decking. He doesn't want me to put any plant pots or anything on the decking because I fall over nothing, Ian. I really literally fall over nothing. So he says, you do not put anything on your decking, you'll be falling over it, which I know I would. He's right. I would. I went out yesterday with the dogs, yeah. And it was slidey just as I came out of the patio windows. Yeah, I could grow some salad, yeah. No, my garden is like a postage stamp, honestly. It's really, really small. He used to drive my ex-husband mad because he always wanted a bigger garden. Next door this way, they've got a huge garden, but you wouldn't know because it's just completely overgrown with brambles. You can't. They've got 2 kids and they can't get in the garden. They can't play in the garden. Yeah, I suppose I could. I'm just being lazy, Patricia. Yeah, I say I want to do these things, and then I know I probably would never do it. I think I might if I had a greenhouse, because then it was raining. I could stand inside the greenhouse, couldn't I? Do me weeding and everything. Yeah, my late brother's garden's very huge, but now, of course, my sister-in-law's 70 something now, and I think she's 80 next year. It's too big for her now. So she wishes she had a tiny garden. But it's a good selling point for the house if she does decide to ever sell it. She keeps saying she's going to thinking of selling it, but she never does. It's a big 4-bedroom house, yeah. It's just not me to grow veg. Actually, I would love to do that. Love to. Not a lot of things, Linda, just a little few in a little greenhouse. I don't want to go into production, with cauliflowers and courgettes and everything. Just a tiny bit of salad or something. Maybe a few spring onions or something like that, a few tomatoes. That's all I want to grow. I wouldn't be going into carrots, potatoes and things like that. No. Yeah, just to... My windowsill has got kitchen utensils on it because I've no room in my kitchen to put anything. So I'm afraid my kitchen windowsill is full. Yeah. Oh, hi, Shalene. Yeah, it's just a little bit of something, just to, like you said, just to grow a little bit. Because I hate buying salad, because living on my own, I'm sick of buying lettuces and things like that, and then they've all gone slimy before I want to use them again. But whereas you've got greenery in your garden, like I used to do, you should just go out and pick a few leaves. Just enough to be what I wanted. Even if I had a hot dinner, I would still put a few little leaves and a tomato and stuff like as a side salad. But I won't buy it in the shops because half the time I'm wasting it, throwing it away, because I live on my own and I don't want lettuce every day for a week. Whereas if I have a couple of leaves of lettuce and out the garden. The only mistake I made when I did grow things was I planted them all at once, where you're supposed to stagger plant them, aren't you? Because all my lettuces came to, at once. I should have left about 2 or 3 weeks between planting, so that when one set was going overblown, I could start on another set that was coming into. Yeah, I did quite well that year. I did them. It was a lovely summer. Right, okay, Shad. See you next week, love. Yeah, it's okay if you've got a big enough garden, but... Yeah, Nibble. I keep calling him Nibbler, I don't know why. No, sunflowers I can't have. I'm allergic to sunflowers. Oh dear, I'm sorry about that. It's bad. I mean, I lost Julie, as you know, beginning of this year. No, it was at the end of last year. I can't think. No, it was the beginning of last year. It is Nibbler, is it? All right, okay. Yeah, so it's terrible when you lose somebody with cancer. I mean, Julie was only 48 when she passed away. I've got Julie's water fountain that I'm going to put up in the garden. I think we've found the pump for it. So that'll be nice for the birds when I get the water running and everything. Because birds like to splash and do that. I know cancer's horrible, isn't it? was watching on TV the other day and they said 1 in 2 people. 1 in 2 people will get cancer. I thought, thank you for that. That's really, it's really thrilling, I mean, cancer is curable if they catch it in time, but with my dad, he left it too late, and with my brother, he wouldn't do anything about it. So I lost both of them to cancer. Julie's was a late diagnosis. She kept going backwards and forwards, and they kept telling me it was this, that, and the other. By the time it was ovarian cancer, and that's an absolute, when you get that, especially if it's late on. I just think in the UK, we're very sloppy about diagnosing things early enough. The film, what's that? You mean the film that falls on top of the fountain? I don't know, I've not had a fountain before. It's a big, big fountain. It's actually like made of stone. It's a big fountain. I've had it for a while, but we couldn't find the pump. Anyway, because Tony's moved out now, he found the pump. Well, he thinks it's the pump in the garage, so. Oh, the film from the birds. I suppose you'd have to keep cleaning it, wouldn't you, really, to keep it clean, yeah. Well, Jenny, I mean, I hope he's right. I hope he does walk. I mean, my uncle was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and he had it caught early enough, and he was elderly when he got it, so he lived another, 11 years or so. I mean, my ex-husband's just been diagnosed with prostate cancer. I just hope they caught it early enough with him, because I don't know. We do communicate. We're not, we don't communicate that much. So my son will keep me informed, no doubt. But I can never tell with my ex-husband because he's a bit melodramatic. Exactly, that's what I keep telling him, Shelby. He's the opposite. He's very negative, He's got one foot in the grave with this diagnosis, and I'm saying to him, look, don't be like that. I mean, I've had brushes with cancer, thankfully. None of them did turn out to be full blown. But I refused to believe that it was that, and I refused to believe I wouldn't get better, and I did. I mean, I was very, very lucky that they were all in the very, very early stages. Yeah. I just don't. I'm very, very fortunate in the fact. Yeah, it's a hat and scarf behind me. Yeah. I'm just very fortunate in the way that I can be so positive, if you know what I'm saying. I refuse to think of things like that. It's like when I had my spinal operation, they told me I had a 50% chance of being paralysed if they went ahead with the operation. And I just said, I'm in so much pain, go ahead with it. And everybody's going, oh my God, we couldn't have done that. They're telling you 50% chance that you're going to be paralysed with the spinal operation. And I said, well, what's the odds? I said, I'm going to be in pain, real bad pain for the rest of my life. Or I take a chance. Anyway, fortunately, I came through it. I think you've got to. Yeah, I mean, my mum had a lump removed when I was a small child, and she lived to be almost 90. Hers was a lumpectomy, and it wasn't chemo back in those days. I think it was radiation back in those days. But my mum wouldn't let it bother her. She used to say, "Oh, I had a lump removed," and anybody asked her, and that was what she was to have a lump removed. Yeah. And she never told anybody except the close family who knew she'd been in hospital, etc., etc. But she must have been, she'd probably be about 50 because she was late having me. She was about 40, I think, when she had me. No, she wouldn't even be 50. She'd be about 45, 46, something like that. But my mother was the same. Yeah. I don't know what they're going to do with my ex-husband, whether he's on chemo, whether he's on anything. I really don't know. Yeah. And I was only in 20 when they told me I had, I had pre-cervical cancer. I was. And they did the same with me, Shalene. They lasered everything out and took everything out and that. And fortunately, it never developed. But it's not a nice thing to be told when you're in your 20s. I mean, I was fortunate, really, because I was too young to be having these smear tests. It was only because I was having problems that I got a smear test done at the hospital. And that's when they found it. If I hadn't have been having smear tests done, I could have developed cervical cancer. And then I've had, I had all my throat lasered out. I had my uvula removed, my tonsils removed, because I had these cells in my throat. And they said if I'd have been a smoker, I would have had throat cancer. So I count myself lucky, really. I count myself very lucky. Yeah. I made a strong stuff, Shirley. I don't plan on going anywhere yet. I've watched my dad, my brother, Julie next door, all the good friends, and I wouldn't want to go through what they've had to go through. It's just not nice at all. They say the treatment's worse than worse than the ailment. I don't know what I would do if it was me. I would cross that bridge if I ever, hopefully never, get to it. I plan on being here into my 90s, Linda. I ain't going anywhere. We never know when we're going to go, but I'm not going to put myself in the grave before I get there. You know what I'm saying? You live each day, don't you? And you go on, and as long as you wake up in the morning, you think, keep going, you fool, keep going, you fool. Yeah. I'm just very lucky that they caught my pre-cervical cancer or whatever it was in time. Because if I hadn't have been going to the hospital for something else that was related to childbirth, I had problems after my baby was born. If I hadn't have been going there for something else, they would have never done a smear test because I was too young to be having smear tests, if you know what I'm saying. So I was very, very fortunate in the fact that I was going. Yeah. Yeah, Lydia, that's... I know, Ian. Sue keeps saying that to me. You better keep going, you fool. She said, I don't want all of you young. Yeah, it is, Shalene, yeah. Fortunately, I'm not quite old enough to have lost a lot of friends. But I have lost friends at my age, yeah. Which is... and a lot of them too, cancer, and that's just not funny. Don't we get onto some awful subjects on this program? go back to wool. Yeah. Well, you missed a very dire conversation, yeah. Oh my God, Shalene. Keep going, you fool. Yeah. No, they do say, unfortunately, you get genes in your family, don't you, that can be heart attacks or whatever. Thankfully, most of my family are long livers. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to talk about yarn now. I've got nothing to show you because I've bought nothing. So I'm using up my stash. That's what I'm doing. I should be doing my crocheting and I stopped. I've stopped because I've just gone off the idea. It's getting late now. It's 12:30 and I've just gone, phew. I've done a bit though. I've done most of it, about half of a sleeve. So I've done a bit. I'm hoping to get that cardigan finished, if not tomorrow, by Monday, because she's coming to pick up her mermaid tails this week sometime. So I'm hoping that I'll have her mum's cardigan finished and then she won't have to come. Yeah, there's a hat and scarf set there. And then there's a hat over here, which you can't see because my big fat body's in the way. As I did the other day, with some wool that I got from Hobium. It's on a guy because the guy's head is the right size for a lady's hat, believe it or not. The ladies' polystyrene things are just rubbish. They're not the right size. That's why I bought the glass head. I can't pick it up. It's too heavy. I'm frightened of dropping it. That's why I bought the glass head. Because Kelly said to me, oh, you need to get a glass head because it's the right size for a lady. Yeah, it's a hat and scarf set. So I need to be... I've been making some little... neck warmer things, but I need to put buttons on them. That's all I want doing. There's about 5 of them ready to go on. No, it's going on the I can't even speak or think. Going on Etsy, hopefully this week here. No, I've been staying away from ice and yeah, from it. I'm going on Etsy here. I usually put a message on my Urban Gypsy Facebook page when I'm. Yeah, these polystyrene mannequin heads are not big enough. You have to get the man's version. I've got a black furry one, fluffy. You know when they stick fluffy things on polystyrene. I bought a man's size one in a black fluffy, and it's in the house somewhere. I don't know where I put it. I mean, how can you lose a polystyrene head? It's in the house somewhere. Yes, Lydia, I think positivity, love from your friends, positivity from your friends. You don't want friends who say, oh, no, and then they proceed to tell you all the people who've died from it, you know. Not exactly what you want to hear, is it? Yeah. Oh, dear, you've got to start doing a podcast, yeah. I never got my craft room arranged. Kelly is in the middle of rearranging it for me because I just pushed everything on shelves just to get it out of the way. And then I bought other things since that are in boxes on the floor, and I don't want things in boxes on the floor. So as I've been using things that are in my stash, like I've been using that out of my stash and this marble double knits out of my stash, I'm sort of making little holes. I've got some more here that's in my stash that's Burnett alpaca that I'm going to make a hat and scarf with. Oh yeah, you need sunshine personalities, you know. I know styrofoam, I hate that sound. I don't like touching it, isn't it? But that's next one for a hat and scarf set. Oh, I've got hiccups now. Sorry about this. I'll hold my breath for a minute. And then also in here, I have got all these that I bought at the end of last season when they were reducing them to make kiddies' hats with. They've all got different faces on them. That's monkey. It's a black one with a frog. And I've got a red one with a monster. And the last one is red with a little, it's a little cat. Yeah. I've got these to make up into little kiddies' hats. I got them last year from Kemp's when they were on offer. At the end of the season, they reduced them all. So I thought, right, I don't want them now because it was like spring. Some of these are more Christmassy, aren't they? Let's face it, you know, the little one. So I kept them because I thought wool doesn't eat anything. So I've now got enough to make 6 hats with. So I shall have to get going. I'm like everybody else. I've got more things that I want to do and not enough time to do it. I think I need to. I mean, when I had Buddy and Gigi yesterday, because like Tony was moving out, so I had Buddy while they were moving. And Gigi is very territorial about me. You know, he just, no, if there's another dog, I'm mummy and he sits on me. Yeah. Foster mummy, whatever you want to call me, but he sits all over me. So I can't get anything done. I can't put him down. He climbs back on me again. And he's clinging onto my jumper and so I can't do any crossroom when he's around. He's all right when he's on his own. But he just doesn't like having to share me. He's no good at that. Oh, don't tell me my chat's stopped again. Oh, no, it hasn't. Yeah. And with this stupid tiredness I've been getting, I'm going to go back to the GP because something isn't right. I should not be this tired. I'm taking vitamins. Oh, they've done blood tests on me. They said there's nothing wrong, except I was a bit vitamin D deficient. But that's, I don't know. I'm just so flipping tired. Oh, I've never steeked. I'd scare me to death having to cut up the middle of something. Oh, I have cut things, but only to put different ribbons. You know, if I've done the beginning too tight, I have cut it off. And yeah, I do need some sunshine. You're right, Patricia. Yeah, I do. I think a lot of it is, I do suffer from SAD. I get that every winter. As soon as it starts going dark and wet and rainy and dull, I just go, phew. But this is more than that. This is just pure exhaustion. I mean, today I was trying to do, I was going to look for the hat and everything, get everything passed up for the post office. And I just fell asleep. Just fell asleep. I wish I could sit on the decking, but it's raining half the time and it's freezing. I wish I had, like my summer house next door. And they have a conservatory. I wish I could sit in the conservatory. I used to love being in there. It's such light and bright in the conservatory. Sad is, oh God, something deficient. It's to do with not having enough sunlight. Some people, there's not enough bright light, sunshine to create this melanin, is it, in your brain? Yeah. Well, it'd be all right if the rain came straight down, Blossom, but our rain swirls round and comes at you from the side. Yeah, that it is. It's a mood enhancer. You're right there. I even actually thought of buying one of those things they sell so you can sit at the touchline when you're watching the kid play football. You know, they're like a little zipper thing that you zip yourself into and it keeps the rain off you. But it would blow away on mine. Yeah, season affective disorder, that's it. I've suffered with it for quite a long time, but it's not usually bad. It usually lasts me about You know, maybe a month or two in the winter, but it's lasting much longer. Yeah, I'm taking D3. Fibromyalgia is a thing that they can't make their mind up whether I've got that. They can't make their mind up whether it's that or whether it's just my arthritis that flares up. Apparently fibromyalgia is a bit difficult to diagnose, so they say. Yeah. Yeah, I even bought an SAD lamp, but I'm so stupid I don't put the damn thing on in the morning. You're supposed to put it on when you wake up before you get out of bed. And of course, I'm always late when I get out of bed. So there's a message saying, Gigi's on his way, so I haven't got time to sit there for 20 minutes with my lamp on. And I forget to put it on when I come downstairs. I mean, I even bought myself one. I'm pathetic, really. I'm so stupid. I buy all these gadgets and then don't use them. It's like I bought one of those shiatsu massager things, you know, that you go up and down your back with. And I forget to use it. It's stuffed behind the sofa somewhere. Yeah, I've got osteoarthritis, which I've known about for years, yeah. And but they're debating on whether. Yeah, I've got a new table to put it on, except that the flex from my satellite doesn't reach the plug. My son came in and he saw the table and he saw, you know, there's like, what do you call them, earphone, a logo thing of earphones on the table. He said, oh, you've bought a mixer table. As if I'm a DJ here. Yeah, they won't say I've got fibromyalgia. It's just a maybe or a query with me. Because I get flare-ups, but then you also get flare-ups with, yeah, arthritis. And I don't know quite what the difference is between fibromyalgia, except I think it affects all the different organs in your body, whereas arthritis is just in your joints. So I think it is difficult to differentiate where the pain is. You know, as to say whether I haven't got fibromyalgia or I've only got arthritis, I don't really know. Whatever it is, it's painful at times. I don't need to put a label on it to know it's blooming painful at times, yeah. Yeah. I try not to think too much about it. When I get up in the morning and I'm having a bad day, you tend to think, it must be raining or it must be cold, or try and distract yourself, go and do something or other. And yeah. At the moment, my feet and my toes are driving me crazy. I feel like my feet are I've gone dead and they're cold. I've even got socks on today, which is rare for me. I don't put knitted socks on. I don't like the feel of them when I'm walking on them. I just don't like them. But my feet, I couldn't get them warm at all today. Yeah, my diabetes is, I'm doing very well with it though, doing very well. My levels are they're slightly inflated, but they're not too bad at the moment, my diabetes levels. I've cut down on everything that's like sugary and sweet. I know I had chocolate today, but that's my Saturday treat. It's not my daily thing, yeah. And I've been eating my porridge and stuff like that in the morning. You know, I don't eat biscuits, cake. I eat cake when Sue comes. That's my another once a week treat. Yeah. My feet are going like numb. It's neuralgia and what do you call it? Not neuralgia, neuropathy. Yeah. So, oh, John looks calling you. Yeah, well, I'm going to go in a minute. It's 20 to 1, yeah. Yeah, I've been taking turmeric, whatever you want to call it. I'm not in the USA, I'm in the UK. That's supposed to cut down inflammation. It's turmeric. You're supposed to take it in milk, but I'm afraid I can't take it in milk. I just take the tablets instead. You know, you're trying to do natural things rather than drugs. That's what I'm trying to do. But there are some things that you have to. I mean, I've cut down on painkillers. I don't take them at all unless I get a really bad day or I get. Oh, I didn't know that. I just swallow the tablets. Yeah. That reminds me, I haven't taken my tablets today, so that's what I'm going to have to do when I come off here. Deborah, you're a bit late to the party. I'm thinking of going off in a minute now. Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow I must try and wake up and get that crochet sorted out and find that blooming black hat. Oh, dear. I'm going to the podiatrist, next week as well. Mine's just because I've got problems with my toenails and because I can't feel the bottom of my feet very well and because I can't see them because of my back. I have to go and get them examined to make sure I've not got any sores on my feet or corns on my feet or anything like that. Oh, hi, Magali. I'm just thinking about going off. You've just come late to the party. I keep getting ingrowing toenails and they really hurt me. And it's not because I'm using too tight shoes, because I'm definitely not. The shoes I wear now are like coal boats, you know. They're no tight, they're not pressing on anything. I don't wear glamorous shoes anymore. I could understand it when I used to wear, you know, high heels or pointy toes and things like that, but no. I don't know why I keep getting ingrowing toenails. Mine, I was growing one. I've got a club thumb. I was growing my thumbnail out and I had to cut it because it was ingrowing. I mean, look at it now, it's short again. It started ingrowing on the sides, each side of my finger. It was hurting like hell. I've never heard of anybody having an ingrowing fingernail. Yeah, my neuropathy started when I had my back operation. Because I've been left so long without the operation and the nerves were being almost cut in half on my back. That's what was causing the neuropathy in my left foot. So, yeah. My toenails are like my fingernails. They started growing upwards instead of growing like that way. They grow up towards the sky, you know. That's one reason why I go to the podiatrist, chiropodist, whatever you want to call them. Yeah. That's one reason why I go there. I don't like wearing socks. I've got them on now, Linda, and I just don't like the feel of them on my feet. It's driving me crackers. I can feel the hand knitted ones, like I feel the stitching underneath. Which is strange because my feet are pretty dead, but yeah, I can feel the ridges in my socks. I'm a strange person. Yeah, I'm going to be going to bed because I've got quite a lot of things planned. I've got my little list written. And it's not like, what's she called? Kendra. When Kendra says I've got a big pen, little paper. I've got my list. It's not a big pen, little paper. It says, find a black hat, parcel the sold items up, ready for the post. Check my crochet. That means I've got more things upstairs than I have on the Etsy shop. Sew buttons on the cowls. And I've even put take a shower. I have to remind myself of things like that. Oh, dear. Yes, I'm going to go to beddy bow, so thank you all for your company. I don't know how many hours I've done because this is the second half now. I've done 1 hour 14 on here, but yeah, I'm going to try and get an early night. She said at 1:45. Trying to get in bed before 1. So thank you all for keeping me company, and I'm going to try and make a video this week, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that Sue comes early enough for me to make a video with her. Yeah. So thank you all, and I'm going to say good night to everybody. Good night. Party on without me. Bye, everybody.